Ooh. All right. Need to adjust that real quick. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming. I'm just trying to get all my shit together so we can do this. Do the damn thing. You know. Oof. I was scrolling TikTok regardless of the down fake case. What up? Oh, man. How's everybody? What is today? Monday? Monday night. How's your Monday night going? Monday. I'm going to put this over here and move that so I can actually see it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Jody. What's going on? I'm trying to say hi to everybody, but there's so much. It's going so fast, I can't do it. All right. Every time I hear your voice, it reminds me I have to run the dishes. Oh, yeah. Gotta do them dishes. Gotta do them dishes. What is... I need to pop the top. Ooh, yeah. Click, clack. So, here shortly, I'm going to kind of open this up to, if you want to be included in the giveaway, I'm gonna, this is probably gonna be fucking chaos, but basically have this website called wheelsofnames.com, and I will input manually each person that wants to be in the giveaway. Just give me a couple of minutes and we'll get it going, and then at some point, probably midway through the stream, I'll spin the wheel and we'll see who wins. I'm gonna you can choose between a hoodie and a crew neck, or a hoodie or a crew neck, t-shirt of your choice, one or the other, because I only have two, poster of your choice, and a shitload of stickers. So best birthday ever. Oh, happy birthday, Stacy. How young are you? Oh, shit. Here for the cool prizes we agreed to in private emails. Ooh, yes. Private emails containing all my feet pics. "48 years young." Oof. Well, happy birthday. Hopefully you got to spend it doing something you enjoyed and something... Thanks for spending it with me and everybody else. Quite the honor. Got some Halloween stories to read too, so we can do that. Give away a bundle and have some fun, potentially, as they say. All right, I guess we can probably get rid of that. And worked. Oh, no, called off work just to party with B&B. Oh, man. Damn. That's a lot of potential to live up to, and I'm a pretty boring dude. So hopefully I don't leave you lacking in any way, shape, or form. McLean, what's going on? Sorry if I missed saying hi to anybody. There's a lot of chit-chatting, but yeah. Andrew, what's going on, brother? Brother. All right. Got this. Let's get the Halloween going here. Hold on. All right. Oop. Oh, yeah. Spooky, scary skeleton. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I promise I'm going to try my damnedest not to miss anybody. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this so I can add everybody that wants to be included in this moving forward, without missing anybody. This is going to be probably pretty difficult. I probably should have planned a little bit better, but hey, here we are. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. So if you want to be included and want me to add your name to this spinny winnie, this wheel of fortune, wheel of names, as it's called, type in Halloween bundle. Yeah, just type in Halloween bundle. That'll work. Then I think I can search. Maybe, yeah. We'll see. So this might get a little bit boring whenever I have to type in people's names, but we'll we'll see how it goes. I've never done this before, so this is about to be chaos. All right. I think if I scroll up on the wheel, yeah, that's what okay. All right. Again, sorry, this is probably going to be super boring because I don't, you know what? Let's see if I can copy and paste. If I can copy and paste, that'll be even easier. Yup, wait. Damn it. Come on, bro. Let me copy and paste that. Nope, that ain't it. Let me see if I can copy and paste on this one. I don't know why it's not showing it on. Weird. All right. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to read the chat for a second because I got to type in all this shit. All right. Brian. This will probably be easier to do this. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm just now typing in the first name. All right. Brian Velasquez. Rudy Con. Why is that so weird? Okay. Foxy Von Red. This is where I'm at right now. Sorry, this is going to take a little while. B-Bitch. Love that name. I'm going to get real intimate with all your names, that's for sure. Stacy. Cool. Cole. Probably going to fuck up a bunch of names too. So be ready for that. Mariah, I know you. You're married to a handsome man. All right. JD. L. Swick. Brother. Melanie Copeland. Amber Lynn. Shay. Samantha Place. Jen M. And Cia Dawn. CJ. Courtney Bynum. Sorry, I bet this is super fun and interesting, isn't it? Hold on. Holy shit, I lost my place. There we go. I'm at Marco. Marco B. Duchess of Darkness. Karina. Wait. Hold. Hopefully none of y'all got the same name. Because it's going to be weird. Weltrat. Karma. W. Cuddle. Buddy. I'm sure there's probably some kind of like app or website I could literally type in and like, here, click on this and blah, blah, blah. But I'm doing it the super hard way. Shelly. So at least you know I'm not full of shit. And I'm really typing in every single name. Psychosocial para. I'm definitely going to be condensing some of you, that's for sure. Sidrist. Kitty cats. Darth Vader. Williamson. Claire Connolly. James LaPoo. Spooky Lens. Holy shit. Wonder how many more I got to go. Promise this will all be worth it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I just typed in Halloween bundle. Stupid. Wait, where was I? Okay, Morgan Adamson. Trick Treat. Lynn Lacko. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. But here we are. Marco B. Angel. John Stafford. Rainy Lynn. Derek Bull. Okay. McLean, you're going in there. It's happening. Your name's right there. It's happening. Hold on. Miri. All right. Holy shit. I think I'm getting close. I think I already on blue. Shelly. I feel like I did Shelly Schnicks already. Yeah, I did. Okay. I was going to say that sounded familiar. Oop, 52 people. Auto-corrected. All right. If you haven't... Wait, hang on, Jody. Sorry. I'm just still scanning through it. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Because right now we're at 46. Cupcake. 3 Ninja. That'll be an easy one. All right. Yo Baby. I think I did Yo Baby still up. Yeah, I did. Jody, got you. Psycho, I got you. Kelly. No. Oh, shit. Whoopsie poopsie. Kelly. Samantha Circle. Samantha Triangle. Samantha Square. All right. Anybody type in Halloween. Okay, Matt, hang on. Let's see how many entries I'm at right now. 49. And there's, I don't even know how many of you. It says 60, but that could be off. All right. Hopefully, I got everybody. Like right now here, I'll show you what it looks like, just so you have an idea. And how about this? I'm gonna put the Wheel of Fortune up here, and you're gonna look at it. You're gonna take your eyes and you're gonna peep it, and you're gonna look for your name. And this is gonna take even more time, but I want to make sure I didn't miss you. And if I missed you, please tell me, and I'll add you. Okay? Okay. Sounds fantastic, right? You're right. It does sound fantastic. Okay. No. Wrong. Okay. Let's see. How did I do this? Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to put this over here. And then we're going to do this. All right. Take a look. Peek it. Peep it. And tell me if I missed you. Okay? Okay. Sounds good. If I missed you, you can literally watch me add you right now. Okay? Okay. All right, Ashley, I got you. I'll put you in caps just like your name. Ashley Ray Gun. Pew pew. I can't see the screen. I couldn't tell you if I'm on there or not. All right. All right. Well, you know what? I spelled country instead of Courtney. Courtney Boynham. Zach Alexander. Or Anderson. I don't know why I said Alexander. Courtney, you are on there. Dang, you're making me feel like a real piece of shit. Thinking I missed you and everything. All right. You got me twice. Did I really? This is going to be fucking chaos. I can tell. All right. All right. I only see one Jody. Oh, wait. You're right. There is two. And Monica. All right. Okay. No shot with these eyes. Mac, I don't feel like I remember putting down Mac 888s. So, no, I don't think so. James LaPoop. Yep. All right. Anybody, everybody, anybody, everybody, anybody, everybody. We good? Anybody just joined and want to still do this? Marco B, I'm on there twice. Oh, you guys are really honest. I appreciate that. Marco B. All right, here's one of them gone. Rainy Lynn. I'm pretty sure that I wrote Rainy Lynn somewhere. I'm almost positive that I did somewhere. Let's look here. I remember it. Yep, you're right there. See? Clickety clack. Cat. Kit Kat. Cat. Name has been typed. There you go, Cat. Tracy Indy. You ain't on there. Too late. It's closed. Ryan. Melissa Jacobs. Got you. Kath Z. I'm almost positive that I wrote you somewhere. Don't you worry. Hold on. Let's go double check. I have a great memory, but a terrible memory at the same time. Actually, you know what? I don't think I did. Told you. Kath ZZ Top. Okay, let's make it interesting. Listen to a story first. Yeah, I'm not gonna roll it yet. We're gonna I'm just making sure I got everybody in here. Then we're gonna read a story. Then you guys can have a snack, and then you'll have to take a nap. Then we'll come back, and then we'll read another story. Then we'll do a test on the story. And if you fail, you have to leave the stream. Chris. All right. Chris Lafferty. Danielle Ryan. Got you. You're in there. Let's see if that works or not. Control F. No, it didn't. Nicole Green. I got you. Oh, Nicole Green. Boosted. Boosted, I will boost you. What happens if I fall asleep but I win? How will I know? Look to the stars, and the stars will tell you. You need your name 50 more times. Well, after the raccoon stories, I'll add it. Stacy. All right. Read a story. Let's read a story. Let's go back to you. We're going to go back over here. If you join whatever, you want me to add you because we're currently sitting at 57 names. That's a lot. I'm typey boy. Typed a lot. Now I'm tired. All right, I'm just not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do it. I'm just going to go to bed now because I'm tired after typing all that. Double checked and I'm on the wheel once. Good job. You guys are honest people and I appreciate that. All right, let's do this. Oh. It's 1:17 here in Ireland. I definitely might fall asleep. All right, well, if you do, sorry. I don't even know how we're going to go about that. No, McLean, you're staying. Raphael, I don't think you're on there, are you, man? Don't think so. RAFALESAENZ. Okay. All right, story time. Let's see. Let's kill this music. Quit it. And pull this story up. I'm going to watch me accidentally X out on this Wheel of Names tab and then I have to redo it all. If that happens, I'm going to just take a bath with a toaster. All right, where's my clicker at? All right. Also, if you've never been to one of my live streams, when I record stories, if you hear this noise, that is my clickety-clack that I use to help me edit a lot faster. I know there's people that know that, and there's going to be people that don't know that, and they're like, why is that clicking? Why do you keep clicking? If you hear the clicking, that is the clicking, and that's why. And if it annoys you, then I'm so sorry, but you'll have to listen whenever, the actual episode's up. And inside the episode, you'll never hear any clicking, but here you will hear clicking. So hopefully that's okay. All right, you guys ready for story time? Get your snack and your blankie. Oh, Kaylee Ann with $1.99 and the will to be on the wheel. I will put you on there. How about that? I'm going to type your name right now. Kaylee Ann, $1.99. Thank you for the $1.99 too. You didn't have to do that. I'll just figure out the clicking or bones. Yes. That's definitely okay. I'm making sure I'm not missing anybody. Also, Trick or Treat in the chat is a buddy of mine who has a YouTube channel as well where he plays horror video games. It's good shit. Go check it out. Go subscribe. He's the one that donated the poster, bought a poster to be donated to, not donated, but gave away to one of y'all. So make sure you go check his channel out and show him some love. Because he definitely didn't have to do that, but he did. So I appreciate you, man. Alexandra 69. Did I put your name on there? I don't think I did either. I don't remember typing in an Alexandra. Thank you for the $6.99. Please don't donate money if you want to be on the thing. I promise you don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Alexandra. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put $6.99 too because there could be another Alexandra. And I'll forget. And you'll remember, but I won't. Whoop. All right. Ready for a story? Let's do it. All right. Let me pull these stories back up. While I'm reading, there's a good chance I'm going to miss a lot in the chat. So if you please feel free to spam a couple of times when I'm done to let me know if you want to be added to it or whatever. All right. Here we go. Get that recording going. All right. And feel free to tell me you don't like these stories and you've heard these stories before and you're unsubscribing. All right. All right. Here we go. Halloween was always one of the best times of year for my little brother Garrett and me. When we were kids, whoa, that's not a word. Let's go ahead and start over there. Halloween was always the best night of the year for my little brother Garrett and I. When we were kids, trick-or-treating was a big deal. It was the late 80s and early 90s, and things weren't so fast back then. The world felt a lot less unpredictable. Holidays were holidays, and everybody hit the street to celebrate. Every Halloween, Garrett and I would run through the neighborhoods, wreaking as much havoc as two sugar-fueled boys could do. We were pretty good kids overall, never got into real trouble, but Halloween gave us this freedom to pull pranks, spook people, and occasionally smash a jack-o'-lantern or two. It was a license to be bad, even if our version was pretty bad. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Hold on. Whoa. Spook people. And occasionally, we're just going to do this. And occasionally smash a jack-o'-lantern or two. It was like a license to be bad, even though our version of bad was pretty tame. But the year I'm talking to you about, that I'm writing about, everything changed. I was a junior in high school by then, so I really wasn't into trick-or-treating anymore. It was Garrett's thing still. He was still young, only in 6th grade, and he still lived for it. Me, I had other priorities, namely my girlfriend Violet. She just moved to town that summer. We'd been inseparable ever since. She had this rebellious wild streak that I couldn't get enough of, and on Halloween night, yeah, I wanted to spend it with her, not following my little brother around for candy. On top of that, I'd definitely become more of a troublemaker as I got older. I like breaking stuff, painting stuff, and I love stealing. There were all kinds of things that I'd rather be doing. Of course, as you can imagine, my mom and dad had different plans for me. They insisted that I take Garrett out for a few hours. I tried to argue. Come on, I'm too old for this. Garrett can handle himself. But they weren't having it. So I came up with a compromise. Violet could come along, and she could bring her little sister Annie, who was in 5th grade. That way it wouldn't be completely lame. Honestly, it kind of became perfect. I got to hang out with Violet and look like that cool I got to hang out with Violet and then also look like the cool protector type, hanging out with my family. We made plans to meet up at the end of the street just after dark. I dressed up as a zombie, cheap makeup, fake blood, the works. Like I said, I wasn't into the scene anymore, just wanted to mess with people. Garrett was always the space geek, and he was a space pirate this time, whatever that meant. Honestly, it looked like he'd just been spliced in half with a robot costume and half a pirate. Violet, looking fine as hell, was a vampire cheerleader, and Annie, who was obsessed with detective shows, was Carmen Sandiego. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw the two little ones marching up the sidewalks, already swinging their pillowcases stuffed halfway with candy. They were so excited, so innocent in their costumes. Faces flushed from running around in the cool October air. It was just one of those perfect fall nights. The moon was high and full. The sky was clear. The smell of dry leaves completely filling the air. Garrett and Annie were thick as thieves that night, running ahead of us from house to house, ringing doorbells and shouting out trick or treat, like their lives depended on it. Violet and I hung back, holding hands, whispering to each other about what we'd do later that night, when all the candy hunting was done. We didn't have really anything wild planned, but at 17, even a walk through the woods seemed like an adventure. I liked the way her hand felt in mine, the warmth of it, the way she'd lean in and smile at me, fangs at all. To this day, I remember exactly how she smelled, like it's tattooed to my brain. But even then, I remember having this weird feeling in the back of my mind. But even then, I remember having this weird feeling in the back of my mind, something like a knot tightening up in my stomach. I tried to ignore it, tried to chalk it up to the Halloween jitters, but it lingered, like a shadow just out of sight. It was probably because I was in charge, usually, and I'd be the one running around with at least half a dozen of my buddies, so we had strength in numbers, or whatever you want to call it. I was the only line of defense now, and it kind of creeped me out. After about an hour of wandering through the neighborhood, our bags were full of candy. I figured we'd just call it a night. The younger kids were getting tired, and I was starting to get bored. Garrett, on the other hand, wasn't having any of it, though. This was a kid who would trick or treat until dawn if you let him. "Come on, just a few more houses," he begged me, practically bouncing in his pirate boots. "We're almost at the end of the street." I sighed. "Fine, but this is it. After these houses, we're going home." "Thanks, big brother." "Last street," I reiterated. Garrett and Annie sprinted off again, their laughter echoing through the night. Violet and I hung back. Violet and I. Why do I keep saying Violet and I? Garrett and Annie. Violet and I. All right. Violet and I hung back, watching them run up to a house at the end of the block, its porch light like a sliver. The place was a little run down, the lawn was a little overgrown, and there wasn't any decorations out. Something about it just kind of gave me the creeps, but I didn't say anything. I mean, it's Halloween, right? Houses like that were part of the night. The kids knocked on the door and we stood back waiting. And that's when I noticed the person who was answering. At first, I thought they were wearing a mask, a grotesque, twisted thing with sagging skin, long wrinkles, and deep pocks all over their face. It was hands down one of the ugliest costumes I'd ever seen. But as I squinted, trying to get a better look, I realized it wasn't a mask, it was their actual face, and it was one of the most disgusting things I'd ever witnessed. I shuddered, feeling cold. Violet must have noticed me staring too. "What's wrong?" she asked, squeezing my hand. I don't know. Look at that person, though. Doesn't something seem off?" She tilted her head, following my gaze. "Yeah, I guess a little. That's some creepy makeup." But it wasn't makeup. It couldn't be. "No, babe. That's their real face," I explained to her. Just as I said that, that person's head snapped over and gave me this nasty glare. I zipped my lip, and Violet, she kind of giggled. I knew what she was thinking. I was crazy. Of course it's a mask. Now it was my turn to squeeze her hand. "Look at that neck. It has to be the real face." She followed the skin down and saw what I was seeing. Before I could say anything else, I heard my name being called. I turned around to see a couple of my buddies, Nick and Trevor, walking down the street toward us, dressed in their own ridiculous costumes. They waved and called out as I approached. I felt at ease the second I saw them. This house was way the fuck out of the way, at least it felt like, so it was almost pure magic that they happened to even see us. "Hey man, what's up?" Nick grinned, his voice muffled by the werewolf mask that he was wearing. Werewolf. Whoa, hold on a second. I'm trying to reiterate, or not reiterate, but catch up on the chat. Yo, Andrew, thanks for that, bro. Appreciate you. Kaylee Ann with a 99. Thank you as much. Thank you as much. Aaron, thanks, brother. Sorry. Is anybody, while I'm waiting here, does anybody else need to get on the wheel before I get back? And let me put my shit. Where was I? Hey man, what's up? There we are. Anybody need to get on the wheel that is not on the wheel right now? How do I enter? Just type in Halloween bundle into the chat and I will add your name to the wheel of fun. Halloween bundle. Bruh. Sorry if I missed it again. Just type it really quack. I'm adding right now Pandora. You got it. The secret password. Carmen Brown. Got you. Tavi. Thank you, Andrew. JB. Pandora. Oh, I just do Pandora. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. And MA. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your name. Sorry, brother. I know. I will make that. Bernard. JB got you. Yasmin. Willie got you. Delgado. Misfit got you. Hopefully I got all y'all. Cuddle Buddy. Are you one? I don't think I remember typing y'all in. Cuddle Buddy. Ooh. Gretchen Lane. I know you. I got you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's see. There is 70 entries right now. Okay. Let me give that in a minute and let's finish this story, all right? You even see us. Okay. Get my clickety clack here. Hey, man, what's up? Nick grinned, his voice muffled by that werewolf mask that he was wearing. You guys want to get in some trouble? We were thinking about hitting the principal's house. Maybe throw a few rolls. Oh, my God. Hold on. Few rolls of teepee. You guys want to get in some trouble? We were thinking about hitting the principal's house. Maybe throw a few rolls of teepee around. Yeah, man, Trevor echoed. Fuck old man Sanders. I laughed nervously, glancing back at Garrett and Annie. Sorry, I can't, man. We're trick-or-treating with the kids. Maybe I can meet up with you guys later? Just as I said that, I turned to point at Garrett and Annie, only to see them now stepping inside the house, and the door closed behind them with a heavy thud. In case I didn't explain that clearly, my kid brother and my girlfriend's little sister just stepped inside the creepiest looking human... Wait. In case I didn't explain that to you even clearly. What am I saying? What? Just as I said, behind them with a heavy thud. All right. In case I didn't explain that clear enough, my kid brother and my girlfriend's little sister just stepped inside the home of the creepiest looking human being on earth. Now, there had to be a rational explanation. Otherwise, they were deadzo, right? Panic immediately shot through me. What the hell? I muttered, breaking into a full-on sprint towards the house, Violet hot on my heels. I reached the front door and pounded on it. Garrett! Annie! To get no answer, I hit the door again, harder this time. Hey, open up! Nothing. Violet was right beside me now, her face completely pale. What are they doing in there? Why did they go inside? I don't know, I said, with my heart racing. They definitely shouldn't have. I continued banging on the door and still got no response. I could feel the panic rising up in my chest, almost like I was about to pass out. Something's wrong, and I could feel it. Without thinking, I turned to Nick and Trevor, who were watching us with this confused energy. You guys keep banging on that door. Do not stop until somebody opens it up. I'm going around back. Violet grabbed my arm. What are you going to do? I'm getting Garrett and Annie out of there, I said, pulling away from her. Stay here and keep pounding on the door. Hold on. I need to take a drink of water. Voice is getting... Ugh. Where was I? I took off. Okay. Keep pounding on the door. I took off around the side of the house, moving fast, with my heart thudding in my ears. All the windows were closed, blinds pulled tight, but I managed to catch a few glimpses inside as I crept along. The living room was dimly lit, and I saw Garrett and Annie standing there with their side profiles. The person who'd opened up the door was with them, talking animatedly, waving their arms around. But something about the way they moved was all wrong. It was too fast. And that face, oh my God, I could really see it now. Sagging skin, stretched skin that didn't look real, and it couldn't be a mask. It was almost like that face seemed unfinished. I made it to the back door and tried the handle, and to my complete surprise, it was unlocked. Slowly, I eased the door open and stepped inside. The air inside was smoky, thick with a smell that I couldn't really place, almost like rotting fruit. I held my breath as I crept down the hallway, floorboards creaking beneath my feet. I could hear the pounding on the front door. It was muffled but relentless. My friends were still doing their part. Now it was my turn. As I rounded the corner into the living room, I saw them, Garrett and Annie, standing there, wide-eyed and pale, their bags of Halloween candy, limping. As I rounded the corner into the living room, I saw them, Garrett and Andy, standing there, wide-eyed and pale, their bags of candy hanging limply at their sides. The thing, stood in front of them with its back to me. It was shuffling towards the front door, clearly agitated by the pounding. I didn't hesitate. I lunged forward, grabbed both Garrett and Andy by the arm. I didn't hesitate. I lunged forward. I grabbed both Garrett and Annie by their arms and yanked them backward. They let out startling yelps, and that's when that person turned around to face me. The face, oh my God, I swear I'll never forget the face. It looked like a human that had been stretched too far and pulled in ways that shouldn't be. The skin was sagging unnaturally, and the eyes were too small and sunken in. Hell, I could barely even see them. Still, the muscles contorted and manipulated this shapeless flesh. Wait. Hold on. Even see them. Okay. They shrieked, this high-pitched, inhuman sound that sent all of us flying backwards. Lunging toward us, but I didn't stop. I dragged Garrett and Annie through the back door, sprinting around the side of the house as fast as I could, doing my best not to eat shit on tile or the back steps. I could hear that person behind us shrieking and screaming, but it didn't follow us out, just stood there, watching as we ran. I skirted around the side of the house and back to the front, and I got everybody scrambling in the opposite direction. Trevor and Nick didn't bother to get an explanation. They went right back to where they came from, into the woods, and only looked back once to wave. I quickly waved back and kept Annie and Garrett and Victoria on the move. None of us stopped until we were halfway down the block. My legs were burning and my breath was coming in these fiery bursts. I glanced back once more, just to make sure that person was not chasing us. The house just stood there, dark and silent, almost as if nothing had even happened. Shit, I saw another little troop of kids walking down the opposite side of the road, clearly heading right for the same door that we had just come from. We made it back to my house in record time, bursting through the front door, breathless and terrified. I tried to explain what had happened, but the words wouldn't even come out right. My mom and dad were furious, of course, demanding to know where we'd been and what we'd been up to. But all I could think about was that face, and the way it looked at us, and the way it moved. It did not look human, but goddamn, they're a homeowner. Whatever was wrong with them was just bad luck, I guess. I asked my folks and the other older people around town about anybody that lived in that community, especially if they had features like that. Literally nobody knew what I was talking about or who I was talking about. It was like we were the only ones to ever see that person because gender was completely indiscernible. I have no idea if it was a man or a woman. We never went trick-or-treating in that area again, and I never walked that street at all, honestly, ever. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Garrett didn't want to either. Since nobody in town seemed to know that person, I figured maybe they were so disfigured so bad that they simply never left their house. A secret little horror buried on our back street. Whatever the truth was, we didn't figure it out because I never saw that person again. Beep. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna spin this here soon. So, anybody else that has not gotten in on this, please say Halloween bundle again for me once more. I got 70 entries currently right now, and once I say we'll probably give it about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna spin it. So, all right, Dylan Rudder, got you. I don't think I wrote UNet yet. Oh shit. Tavia. Oh, Psycho, thank you. You're appreciate it. Okay, Tavia. Terry Ellis. Nico. Got Dylan. Gretchen. Kylie. Is that right? Gretchen Kylie? Or is it Gretchen and Kylie? Didn't get Gecko Chaser. Gecko Chaser. And Cuddle Buddy is on there twice now. Okay. All right. Add Bjorn, please. Bjorn, got you. Was Gretchen Kylie a name? I'm sorry, I don't. Or is it Gretchen separately and then Kylie separately? Bjorn Larson. Anonymous, got you. Dr. Beaver Nips, I got you. Purple Firefly, got you. Wendy, got you. Aaron, did I not get you earlier, dude? If I didn't, my bad. Okay. All right, Gretchen Kylie, I got you on there. Hopefully next year we can get feet pics. Yeah, hell yeah. Feet pics, and I'll send out socks. Halloween socks. Yeah, no shit. If that many people showed up, we'd be fucked, dude. I got 81 entries, and I feel like, yeah, that's a lot. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. I would show this, but there's no way you can see this shit, man. There's no way. If for some reason I miss your name and you figure out your name wasn't on there, DM me, and I'll get you something. Adventure Man. Okay. Adventure Man. Got you. All right. Let's see. All right. 82. Anybody else? Anybody else? I'm going to give it like 2 more minutes and then we're going to spin that track. Bjorn, yep, I got you. MC Handler, definitely don't remember putting you at. So, MC Handler, got you. Oh, shit. I'm about to spill that. Yep, that's why. Yeah, I got you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this over here. Gaming. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do one quick glance over and make sure that there's no doubles. Ooh, I can sort it. There we go. Look at that. That probably would have helped a long time ago. And now I can look and see if I accidentally said something twice. No. Nope. Oh, Samantha Square. You on there twice? Damn. That's they really thought about everything, didn't they? All right. I'm going to go down this really slowly. Everybody look at this the best you can. Make sure that you can see your name, okay? Wait, let's grab this. Why are you doing that? Why? All right. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think more than likely, I just misspelled your name. Because, yeah. Rail. CJ, did I put CJ? Are you in there? Yeah, you're in there. I don't think I put Rail Fanner. Are you in here? No, I don't think so, brother. I don't think so. You want in it? I'm just going to put your name in there. Okay? RALFA in there. All right. Lynn. All right. So I think if I remember right, customize more. No. Customize. Okay. So we're going to put this up. Spin slowly. Spin time 30 seconds. Let's do 40 seconds. Let's make it extremely dramatic. All right, y'all ready? What time is it right now? Okay, it is 8:50 on the dot. Tavia's on there twice. Is she? Fuck, you're right. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You're making me freaking. I'm gonna have to go through this one more time. That's some shit that I would do. Nope. All right. I think we're good now, right? I don't think there's any more duplicates. The hype has gone on long enough. Right? Actually, I think I'm gonna make you guys wait. No, that's too long, isn't it? Let's do 45 seconds. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Whoa, wait. I don't think you're on there, are you, bro? Sorry, one more thing. Is it Fly Tonics? I don't think you're on here. I don't think you're on here. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 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 oh. Boosted. If you're still here, DM me. And you know what? All right. We'll do 2. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Hold on. So I don't forget. Okay. We're doing 2. Boosted. You're done. All right. Is there anybody else that I missed? I'm gonna do another one. We're gonna do 2. All right. Anybody in here that I missed your name? Anybody? You got like 1 minute. Speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're gonna spin again, and we're gonna do 2 of them. Thanks for the 2 again there, Trick or Treat. Kill a Clown. Yep, I don't remember putting you in here. Let's just go to the K's. Nope. Kill a... Big Red 101. You ain't... you're not on here. Big Red. Connor. Yeah, I'll take Boosted off for sure before I spin again. Connor. I don't think you're on here, are you? No. Listen. All right, Boosted. Where you at, bruh? Boosted. You off. All right. All right. Boosted, are you here, my guy? My gal? Whether you're a guy, gal, whatever. Please DM me. And if I'll give him... got 48 hours. If I don't hear from you in 48 hours, I'll do another live and we'll do this again, and I'll give that one away. You're gonna have to find me on one of my socials more than likely, or email me. It's in the description of every one of them. Easiest thing to do, honestly, would be to find me on Instagram, Twitter, one of the 2. Hopefully you have one of those. If you don't have, whoever wins this and you don't have one of those, email me, which is boozeandbooze@gmail.com, but it is BOOZE and ANDBOOZ@gmail.com. But I'll, yeah. All right. Y'all ready? Boosted is gone. Let's do one more. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Misfit Horror. You got it. Are you here? Are you here? Or are you not? All right. And for real, this is going to be the last one, but I'm not going to do everything, but pick a hoodie or crew neck will be the last one, and I'll send that to you as well. So the first two are going to get the whole Halloween bundles. The last one, this one right now that we're about to pull, we'll get a crew neck or a hoodie and some stickers. Okay? Okay? 3, 2, 1. If it's Misfits Horror again, obviously he ain't gonna win twice. I forgot to take him out. Shay. It's your day, Shay. All right. Let me write all this shit down. Because I will forget. For sure. And like I said, 48 hours, hit me up on one of my socials or email me. If I don't hear anything from any of y'all in 48 hours, we're going to do another one of these and I'll give it away to somebody else. All right. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that was close. I like how it just keeps going. Even when I think it was gonna stop, it just a little bit more, a little bit more. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Let me write this down one more time. Make sure I got this. 1, 2, 3. All right. And get back to stories. Read another story. I appreciate all y'all stopping by too, for real. If you got a jet now, totally get it. I'll probably do more stuff like this in the future. Probably won't only be for Halloween. I appreciate y'all. So least I can do is give out some merch every once in a while, Yeah, I mean, even though you didn't win, you can still go buy the merch, you know? Still can, But you also don't have to either. Don't feel obligated to do so. No big deal. It's there for whoever wants it, If not, no biggie. All right. Another story. Shall we? I'll tell you what. Whoever if anybody orders anything tonight, I will definitely throw something in there for free. So how about you order a hoodie or a crew neck, which already comes with stickers, you get a t-shirt or a poster for free. If anybody orders anything for the next 12 hours. Again, don't feel obligated to do so, but if you do, cool. If you don't, no big deal again. But if you do, if you order a hoodie or a crew neck, I'll throw in a t-shirt or a poster Just let me know which one you'd rather have, because there's quite a few different posters. But there's only 2 t-shirts. But I'm only gonna do that till tomorrow. So, all right, y'all. Let's do another story. All right, number 2. Halloween has never really been a big... Wait, hold on. I gotta fucking turn off this music. It's recording the music. Silly me. All right. Testing. All right. Halloween has never been a really big deal for me. I think maybe as a kid I liked it, but back in high school, I was more of a shut-in. I had my books, my music, and the steady comfort of just staying inside. So that's what I stuck to. When I got older, my priorities shifted to making money, especially after taking a sherving job. I stuck to. When I got older, right? Yeah. When I got older, my priorities shifted to making money, especially after taking a serving job. Halloween was a guaranteed party, and tips practically threw themselves inside my pocket. People get wild on Halloween, reckless even. Maybe that was part of why I never really liked it that much. And well, now, into adulthood and with a real job, I barely gave Halloween a thought, beyond it just being another work day. No costumes, no parties, just me staying late at the office on a Wednesday night, trying to get ahead on a project while the city outside gradually descended into the usual chaotic party of October 31st. It was a little while after a 7? What? It was a little after 7 when I decided to pack it up for the night. I'd stayed later than I already intended to, and the sun had set, as I looked out the big windows of the office building. The sidewalks below were already filling up with people in their costumes, face paint, or masked. Wait. It does make me feel good to catch Joel's live streams on Let's Read every once in a while, because he's kind of like one of the goats of this stuff, and listening to him fuck up words all the time, like, okay, it's not just me. Oh my God, please just shut up and weed. Derek Web-slinging Webster, what's up, brother? Thanks for the 5. What a guy. Everybody, if you're not subbed to Derek's channel, what are you doing? Go sub to that sub right now. Where the hell am I at? Thanks, brothers. Thanks for stopping by, my guy. The sun had set. Where is that at? I think I just need to restart this. 31st, okay. It was a little after 7. Yup. There it is. Sorry. Lost my place. It was a little after 7 when I decided to pack it in. I'd stayed later than I intended to. The sun was setting, and as I looked out the big windows of the office building, the sidewalks below were already filling up with people in their costumes, face paint, or even masked. Groups gathering and wandering the streets. Downtown on Halloween night is a special kind of strange. With half the people in costumes, it was hard to tell who was just celebrating and who might be hiding behind a mask for another reason entirely. That quiet thought prickled at me as I shut off my computer, grabbed my purse, and double-checked that I had everything I needed before stepping into the empty hallway. I made it to the front doors of the building and pushed outside, hearing my heels click against the concrete as I walks. Ooh boy. Into the empty hallway. I made it to the front doors of the building and pushed outside, hearing my heels click against the concrete as I walked towards the crosswalk. The air outside was sharp. A gust of cold wind sliced through the thin layer of my blazer. The October chill has a way of sneaking up on you. I crossed the street to the parking garage opposite my office, glancing back over my shoulder once and twice just to be sure. I was a little on edge. Maybe it was all those people dressed as ghouls and zombies across the street, laughing as they bumped into one another. Or stumbling around pretending to chase one another. I rolled my eyes and turned back to the garage entrance, trying to shake the weird unease completely from my head. Halfway across the street, I suddenly realized, what the fuck am I doing? Oh boy, this does not bode well. All right. Halfway down the street, I suddenly realized that I'd forgotten my phone. I huffed, frustrated, and glanced back toward the building. I hesitated. Going back felt silly, but leaving without it, I'd be helpless if I got a flat tire or something like that. Ugh. I love Let's Read and you good. Same as love the bloopers. Love you, bro. Love you too, brother. You don't like Let's Read? That's crazy. You're probably the first person I've ever heard say that. He's kind of like the forefather of him and Being Scared and Mr. Nightmare and what's his name? Corpse Husband. Those were all the ones that I listened to at first when I was like, I can do this. I could probably do this. I could weed stories. First time I heard you was on Being Scared Vidya. You became an instant favorite. Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, Dane was super cool to let me be on that episode, especially because I sounded like Doodoo Pepa back then. I'm like, bro, why are you even letting me on your episode? I'm going to ruin it. People are going to shove ice picks in their ears when they hear my voice, and then they're going to unsub from your channel. Keep up the grind, man. Love catching your stuff at work. Big Red. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. I like Mr. Nightmare, but you're my fave. You're my fave, B-bitch. You're my fave. Thank you. It means a lot to me, for real. For real, for real. Now, where was I in the story? Sorry, I get the ADHD is strong. I hesitated. Like that. Yeah, I need to go back. I hesitated. Going back felt silly, but leaving without it, I'd be helpless if I got a flat tire or something. With a sigh, I turned around and retraced my steps, grumbling to myself as I rushed through the now almost empty lobby, back up the elevator to my floor. It only took a minute to grab it, and when I exited the building again, everything seemed darker now. The light over the garage flickered slightly as I crossed the street a second time. More jarring than that, all the people were gone. No ghouls. No zombies. In a 5-minute flash, everybody disappeared, and I was left with nothing else but the chilly autumn wind. Inside the parking garage, it was nearly silent. Only the soft hum of distant wind. Inside the parking garage, it was nearly silent. Only the soft hum of the distant cars echoing from the lower levels. I reached into my purse, fishing for my keys, and froze. A shape caught my eye, one sprawled out between the entrance of the garage and my car. It looked like a person, lying on their side, not moving. My mind started racing. It's Halloween night. Downtown was full of people out for a thrill, but this was the garage. There's no reason for anybody to be in here, lying on the ground like that. I took one tentative step forward, keeping my keys clutched tightly in my hand. Hello? I called out. I got no response. The person stirred, a slight movement as if he were waking up from some kind of deep sleep, and then slowly he pushed himself to be sitting up now. His head lolled, and even from a distance, I could see something dark and wet smeared across his forehead. My heart lurched. He was hurt, a big gash over his left eye, and blood was trickling down his face in these thick streaks that looked almost black underneath the light. His eyes met mine, glassy and unfocused. He blinked a few times, like he couldn't quite see me. Are you okay? I stammered out, gripping my tees. Stupid. I stammered out, gripping my keys a little tighter. I had no idea what was going on, but I definitely didn't feel safe. He blinked again and shook his head. I don't know, he muttered, pressing a hand to his temple. He winced in pain. I don't remember what happened, but my head, oh my God, it hurts. His voice was low, slurring over his words as though he had too much to drink. But then maybe he'd been hit by a car and stumbled in here, passed out. Shit, the road was only 20 feet away. It actually seemed pretty likely in the moment. My rational mind urged me to help him, to call for somebody. But something else held me back. I felt the hairs on my neck rise, this inexplicable sense of something being wronged. He looked so out of place, like he did not belong there at all. Yet somehow, he was watching me now with this intensity that almost seemed deliberate, like a kid who just asked for something that he probably shouldn't have. Do you need a ride to the hospital? I asked. He nodded, his head. He nodded, his eyes barely leaving mine. Yeah, I think I do, he said, stumbling as he tried to rise to his feet. I moved closer, reluctantly offering up an arm, which he clutched with a little more strength than I expected somebody to be in his position. His grip was icy, clammy even, and a shiver ran through me as he leaned heavily on my shoulder. Together, we made our way to my car, each step a test of my nerves. When we finally reached the car, I unlocked it, and he climbed into the back seat, settling himself in with this long, groaning sigh. I hesitated before getting in myself, my eyes flickering to the rearview mirror, where I could just make out his slouched form, and his face was turned away from me. I started the car and rolled out of the parking spot, trying to shake the feeling that something was deeply off. Maybe it was just Halloween jitters. Yeah, that had to be it, right? I took a steadying breath and pulled out of the car. I pulled a steadying breath and then pulled out of the parking garage, heading for the hospital. Do you remember anything at all? I asked, breaking the silence in the car as we rolled through the streets. Like, how you even got hurt? He was quiet for a moment, and then in a voice that sounded almost amused, he muttered back, not much. Just, my name's Jason, and I think somebody hit me. I swallowed, trying to keep my voice casual. Jason, okay, and, do you work around here, Jason? Silence. My stomach started to twist, and I glanced in the rearview mirror again. His face was shadowy, turned away, and for a moment, I thought he wasn't going to answer me, but then he let out a sigh. Not really, he said finally. It's so hard to remember, bro. Bro? My pulse picked up now. I felt like this guy was really weird, and I could feel my hands tightening around the wheel, my knuckles turning white. The streetlights flickered as I saw his face as we passed beneath him, casting these eerie shifting shadows. And that's when I took another look at his wound. The jagged edges and the cut on his forehead seemed to be peeling. A thin line of fake blood had run down his cheek, smudged as if it had been touched or even rubbed. I watched his face as we rolled under the streetlights and allowed myself to see it. This guy's wounds, they were fake. I could literally see where the latex skin was peeling off. I saw how the blood didn't quite have that right color that it should have, and some of the bruises and cuts appeared to be makeup as well. What the hell have I gotten myself into? And more importantly, who did I just let in my car? My mind was racing. Halloween, the costumes, the makeup, the masks. I shook my head trying to keep my breathing steady, but it felt like my chest was starting to constrict. The idea of being dead settling over me. This man, he wasn't hurt. He was in a costume, wearing some kind of cheap Halloween makeup, and smeared on to look like a fresh wound. This realization hit me like a punch to the gut. My skin began prickling as I fought to stay calm. Jason, I forced out, keeping my eyes locked on the road ahead. How long were you in the parking garage for? Silence again, heavier this time though. The air in the car felt weird now, like it was closing in around me. A while, a long time, he muttered. An hour, 10 hours, who cares? I tightened my grip on the steering wheel. I had to think fast. I was alone in my car with this guy, and clearly whatever was wrong with him was much worse than the makeup that he put on. I felt like a complete idiot for falling for all of it. His words were now hanging in the air, each syllable dropping like a stone, heavy and dark, leaving this hollow feeling in my chest. Who cares? My skin felt hot and prickly, every nerve firing at once. I took a slow, shallow breath, hoping he wouldn't notice the trembling of my hands as I continued driving. It was only a few more blocks to the hospital. Just a few blocks. But then this cold realization hit me. He said he didn't remember what happened to him. He barely even knows his own name. He claimed at least. And here he was, suddenly clear on how long he'd been lying there, waiting for me. Or at least somebody to enter the garage and give him a ride. It was a weird plan, a ballsy plan at that. And of course, it totally worked on my dumb ass. The streets grew darker as we drove away from the main strip of downtown, heading towards the quieter part of town where the hospital loomed in the distance. Every instinct screamed at me to pull over, to get out, to run. But he was right behind me, and I could feel his gaze, calculating, watching. The faint click of his breathing was rhythmic, unhurried. He was just sitting there, like he had all the time in the world. Could you put your seatbelt on? I said, my voice sounding distant even to myself, almost as though if I was hearing it through water. I forced a smile into the rearview mirror, catching his eye. He was slouched over, but he looked up, one corner of his mouth almost into a grin now. And it wasn't friendly. It was the kind of grin that didn't reach his eyes. It felt like he was waiting for something, some kind of signal. Sure thing, he said, but he didn't move to grab the seatbelt. Instead, he leaned forward, just an inch closer, close enough that I could almost feel his breath on my neck. I started to lose my vision a bit. My heart was now pounding like a drum in my chest. You really should buckle up, I repeated, my tone now a little firmer, hoping he'd take the hint. But he just stayed there, closely staying there. He chuckled, a low rasping sound that slid through the silence, curling around each word. You know, it's funny, all these people running around tonight, dressed up and hiding who they are. His fingers tapped a slow rhythm on the back of the passenger seat, his nails scraping lightly against the leather. But it's Halloween, a night where we can all be ourselves, don't you think? I shook my head. Yeah, Halloween, sure. I forced out the words. Who are you, really? His voice was a whisper now, almost thoughtful, as if he were savoring the question. Do you even know? Something snapped inside me. I yanked the car over to the side of the road, tires screeching as we skidded to a halt. My breathing was tapped, full-on hyperventilation. And I felt the cold press of fear wrapping around my ribs. I twisted in my seat to face him, forcing myself to now meet his eyes. I think you should get out of my car. Now. For a moment, he didn't move. His expression remained unreadable. But then that smile. But then that smile came back, slow, almost mocking me. You sure about that? He murmured, tilting his head. Maybe. We haven't finished our drive yet. I didn't respond to him. I reached into my purse with a shaking hand, fishing around for anything that might protect me in the moment. When my fingers closed in around the cool, hard shape of my pepper spray. In one motion, I pulled it out and aimed it right at him. In one swift motion, I pulled it out and aimed it right at him. Get out. He raised his hands up, palms open, mockingly. Oh my God, I can't say it. He raised his hands up, palms open, mockingly, as if I'd caught him in some kind of innocent prank. But that grin remained there, sharp as a knife. All right. No need to get so worked up. Slowly, he leaned back and shifted towards the door. And for one horrifying second, I thought he was just going to sit there, daring me to make him move. But then he pushed the door open and stepped out, still watching me with that glint of amusement in his eyes. I hit the door lock the second the door shut, and my fingers moved with this frantic speed as I jammed the car in a drive and quickly pulled away. I barely even looked back, but in the rearview mirror, I saw him just standing there, watching as I sped off into the night. That figure growing smaller and smaller until he was just a blur in the distance. I drove straight home, barely able to breathe until I pulled into my driveway and cut the engine. My phone buzzed, a text from a friend asking if I was all right. I glanced down, realizing I'd missed a dozen of messages. Friends asking where I was and if I was coming out to join them. I couldn't bring myself to respond to any. All I could see was that face, that smile, and the way he seemed to know something that I did not. That night, long after the trick-or-treaters had gone home and all the parties had died down, I just sat there in my apartment with every light on, waiting for the sun to rise. I told myself that it was over, that it was just a creepy encounter and nothing more, but part of me knew that this Halloween would stay with me long after. I still felt like he was around, like we were still in the car together. Obviously, the guy never showed up and I never saw him again. Never saw any crazy news headline about him or anything. Honestly, he probably was just this elite level troll who wanted to mess with people on Halloween. He didn't hurt me, he didn't mess up my car, but when I checked my back seat the next day, there was a shard of glass laying next to the floor mat. It was definitely large enough to be used as a weapon. Or maybe it was from the accident he claimed to be in and had simply fallen out of his pocket. I don't know what the truth is, but I do know I never stayed late at the office ever again. Click clack. Holy shit, okay. Oh, that was a long one. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of these stories where people are always smiling and grinning and hee-hawing. Ugh. Going to check out your meech. Meech. Everybody go buy some meech. Please. Ugh. Well, I got one more. Uno mas. I got another story, but it's a lot longer. I'm just going to do that one tomorrow. But I got one more Halloween-y story. All right. Where you at? Okay. Yeah, Trick or Treat bought a hoodie and he has a shirt. And I you can go look on my I think it's still on in like my About Me on my actual profile where you can go to. Let's look at it right now. I don't even remember what the name of it is. MySpread merchshop.com. And I did have some merch on there for a little while, and there still is, but like I bought merch off there from a couple of other channels, and bought some of my own, and a couple of my family and friends had bought it in the early stages off of there from me or for me, whatever, just to support me, whatever. And I looked at it, and it's okay. It ain't great. It ain't the best quality. It is what it is, and that's why I was kind of like, I'm literally it's going to cost a lot more money to do it, but I'm just going to invest in some like actually good merch, like comfortable, good quality t-shirts that aren't like 100% cotton and shrink, and get like, you ever get like those shirts that get bacon neck, where the really cheap ass shirts where you wash them a couple of times and then the neck gets like wavy and looks like shit, or the design will start to fade after you wash it a few times. Like I just didn't want to have, merch like that. And it's, like I said, it's a lot more expensive to do so. But there's local places around here where I know a guy in a company who does it pretty much, for a living, and he's got access to really good quality stuff. And that's what I wanted to use. So all of my merch, at least the hoodies and crew necks and t-shirts and all that, they're like comfy. The design's not going to fade. You're not going to get bacon neck. It's good quality shit. And like I said, there's plenty of like My Spread Shop, and what's the other one called? Bread something. And they're okay. They're decent, but it's when you're spending that much on a t-shirt or that much on a hoodie or whatever it is, like, cause it's fucking expensive just to buy food and do stuff like nowadays, like, let alone to have, people buy your merch or something like that. I wanted to make sure that it was good quality merch and not have any like, man, shouldn't have bought that because it's shitty, So I can definitely vouch for it. They are very comfy. They are very soft, and it's good quality. So if you do, cool. Again, if you don't, it's totally fine too. No obligation whatsoever. Redbubble, yes. Yeah, for sure. And if you do buy something, tag me in it, please, so I can see it. I think the thing that I'm proud of the most is not only the designs and how, the comfy and the quality and how comfy they are, but like, I really love, like, I'm in the process right now of getting our, one of our spare bedrooms, converting into it like my full-on studio. And I'm really stoked to get this done so I can hang up one of each of these posters, because the posters are badass. They really are. I'm a big poster guy, or like yeah. So if you do, cool. And if you do, tag me in it so I can see it. All that good stuff. Would you, could you? All right, let me pull up this last story. So the merch shop to use is what name? Angel, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a good night. And Bailey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My website is just boozeandbooze.net. Right. I should know my own. Yeah, it is. Just boozeandbooze.net. Yes. Okay. All right. Third story, shall we? The hoodie is on there. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Yes. Hoodie, crew neck, skeleton tee, and Reaper tee. Yeah, it's all there. It's all good. All right, let me pull up this story once more. Okay. I actually just ordered some flyers that I'm gonna like start hanging around uptown and gas stations and stuff like that, and give to my buddies so they can. I'm not really much of a bar fly as much as I used to be, so give it to them so they can go drop them at bars, or I will whenever I go, which isn't that often anymore, but yeah. All right, number 3. 333. You're good. No worries. Yeah, the like I said, the I might as well just delete my spread shirt. I keep saying shirt. My spreadshop.com. Like even the designs on there, they just aren't good. They're okay, but you can tell they just aren't. And I bought a hoodie, I bought a t-shirt from it, and I don't even have them anymore because they weren't that great. But if you bought something off of here from me, I appreciate you, but I'm sorry. I know the quality probably wasn't there. I honestly just need to delete that. All right, story number 3, shall we? Yes. All right, where's a clickety clack at? All right. Halloween has always been a big night for me and my buddies. Growing up in a town so small, it didn't even make it to the state map. We wouldn't have a lot of options when it came to entertainment, so we'd make our own. A close-knit group of 5 or 6 of us, practically inseparable. And we used to be the type of kids who'd ride our bikes into small packs. A close-knit group of 5 or 6 of us, practically inseparable. We used to be the type of kids who'd ride our bikes in a pack until dusk, exploring every last dusty street until the real entertainment came up. Until the real entertainment came, moving up to things that came with engines. As we got older, we swapped out our bikes for rusty trucks and clunkers that could just barely make it down those winding dirt roads. Everybody had their own part-time job, stocking shelves, flicking... Hold on. I'm really fucking this up. I'm yawning. Entertainment came up. I gotta restart this. The way it was worded was kind of weird and funky. Make our own. We could just make our own. A close-knit group, right? A close-knit group. A close-knit group of... No, make our own. I'm just going to do it from there again. Sorry. A close-knit group of 5 or 6 of us, practically inseparable. We used to be the type of kids who'd ride our bikes in a pack until dusk, exploring every last dusty street. That was until the real entertainment came, moving up to things that came with engines. As we got older, we swapped out our bikes for rusty trucks and clunkers that could just barely make it down those winding dirt roads. Everybody had their own part-time job, whether that be stocking shelves, flipping burgers, or just to have enough wait, what? Flipping burgers. Just enough to have a bit of spending money. Just to have enough of a bit of spending money. And when it came to the weekends or any night we thought we could get away with it, that money would go straight into a night of raising up hell. Why? I don't know that. Flipping burgers. Anything to have just enough to have a bit of spending money. Just enough to have a bit of spending money. And when it came to the weekends or any night we thought we could get away with it, that money would go straight to a night of raising hell. Some of us dated, and some of us didn't bother. For me, the real thrill was finding out where we can get into the most trouble without getting caught. Halloween, though, it was something special. In our early years, we'd paint our faces, raid the neighborhood for candy, or run amok on people's porches, tipping over trash cans or knocking on windows. A few of us spray painted the local grocery store once, getting out of there fast enough that they never even caught us. It was that type of energy that followed us as we got older. The thrills never faded. It just morphed from candy and pranks to something wilder. By our high school years, Halloween had turned into something bigger. It wasn't just a night for pranks. It was a night for... It wasn't just a night for pranks. It was a night for the party of the year. The year I'm talking about. We had really big plans. A rager on the lake at the edge of town. It was a little pond surrounded by the woods on every side. Just isolated enough to get us away with pretty much anything. It was a little pond surrounded by woods on every side. Just isolated enough to let us get away with pretty much anything. We began setting up just as the sun began to fade. A few pickup trucks, a big set of speakers, coolers filled with all kinds of contraband, cheap beer, and whiskey that somebody stole from their uncle. It was the kind of setup that was bound to make a mess, and we couldn't wait. By the time it got dark, we had a bonfire roaring. God, man, I'm struggling now. By the time it got dark, we had this bonfire roaring, crackling loud enough to drown out the music for every few seconds. People kept showing up, trickling in from town and a couple of places even further. It felt like the whole county was there. The air smelled like wood smoke and spilled beer. Everybody was either dancing, laughing, or staggering around. It was perfect. I was a few beers in myself, feeling that warm buzz that makes you want to laugh at everything and everyone, when I felt nature call. I stumbled off into the trees, figuring I'd take a leak and maybe find a good spot to sit out for a minute. The party was great, but it was loud, and the woods seemed a little calmer. I walked through the trees, the sound of the fire and laughter slowly fading behind me, until all I could hear was the crickets and my own footsteps crunching over dry leaves. I was way drunker than I realized, and I walked off further than I actually meant to. I found myself hosing down a tree 100 yards from the party, so far that I could barely even see the fire through the trees. I looked ahead of me, and I spotted something down by the shore, something away from the party. I squinted, my eyes struggling to adjust to the darkness. It was hard to make out, but there, silhouetted against the water, was this small structure. It looked almost like this old cabin. I'd been out to the lake 100 times and never noticed it before. Maybe it was the beer, or maybe it was just the thrill of discovery, but I found myself walking toward it, curiosity dragging me along like an invisible leash. As I got closer, I could see that the place was barely standing. The wood was rotting. The wood was rotting. The roof was sagging like it was already ready to collapse. Graffiti was scrawled all over the walls, the kind that kids do when they want to make a place look really spooky, but it ends up just looking sloppy. Something about the way those shadows pooled in the corners where the walls met gave me a chill. This place had a weird vibe to it, a sense that had seen things that nobody should have. I pushed the door open, and it groaned like it was in pain. Inside, it was musty and dark, the only light coming from the faint glow of the moon through the broken window. I took a step inside, feeling the floorboards creak beneath me, and the thought about turning back, about going to tell the guys about this creepy find. Wait. I took a step in, feeling the floorboards creak beneath me, and thought about turning back, going to tell the guys about this creepy find. I took a big slurp of my beer and plodded around the interior. Just as I was about to turn around, I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was cold and rough, and it squeezed tight, pushing me against the wall. I barely had time to register what was going on before a face loomed out of the darkness. He was older, maybe 40 or 50. His face was lined and rough, like he'd spent too much money. Like he'd spent too many years out in the sun. His eyes were dark and unemotional, and his mouth was hidden beneath a beard and a mustache. "Quiet," he hissed, pressing me hard against the wall. I could feel his breath on my face, sour and stale. I tried to yell, but he clamped his hands over my mouth, his fingers digging into my skin. My heart was now pounding, and every beat sent a jolt of terror throughout me. I struggled, twisted, and turned, trying to break free, but This guy was strong, way stronger than he looked. "Don't make a sound," he said again. "You're just a dumb kid out here playing, aren't you?" He laughed, and I felt his grip loosen just a bit. I took a chance and thrashed against him, trying to shove away, but he slammed me immediately back towards the wall, my head hitting the wood with a deep thud. The world went dark. My vision faded as a wave of... The world went dark, and my vision faded as a wave of dizziness quickly washed over me. The next thing I remember, I was lying on the floor, the smell of dirt and rot filling my nose. My head was pounding, my body was heavy, like I was swimming through molasses. I could hear voices, faint and distant, calling my name. Slowly, I opened up my eyes and blinked away the tears. My friends were standing over me, laughing and shaking their head. "Look at this guy," one of them said, smirking as he nudged me with his foot. "Passed out in the old creepy cabin. Too scared to admit he couldn't handle his booze." They hauled me to my feet, laughing, and slapped my back, telling me how they found me sprawled out in the cabin like an idiot. Nobody believed me when I tried to tell them about that man. They just laughed it off, saying I probably just spooked myself, too drunk to know the difference between a shadow and a stranger. "No more shots for Billy." "Seriously, I thought you could handle your booze, man." "It happens to the best of us. Just let the man drink." They all dragged me back to the party. I felt a cold chill settle over me. My pockets were empty, my wallet, my lucky ping pong ball that I always carried with me at parties, even my half-full beer, all gone. The man, whoever he was, had taken it all. And that was when I knew it wasn't in my head, that asshole knocked me out and robbed me. They pulled me back to the fire, laughing and slinging insults the whole way, everyone assuming I was just making excuses for passing out alone in some creepy old cabin. I tried to laugh along, to brush it off as a bad prank, but my mind was reeling. The image of that man's face was burned in my memory. The smell was definitely the worst part, followed closely by the stinging pain in my head. And as they handed me another beer, I couldn't shake the feeling that guy was still out there, watching us from out in those woods. The night carried on, but it was different now. The laughter felt too loud, too forced, as if somebody sensed the same energy in the air, was trying to drown it out. Every time I glanced towards the edge of the trees, it felt like I'd catch a flicker of movement, like a shadow slipping back into the darkness. I kept turning around, feeling the prickling sensation of eyes on my back, half expecting that man to step out from behind a tree, half expecting to see that man step out from behind a tree at any moment. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I nudged my buddy Sam and asked him if he'd come with me to the edge of the lake, just to make sure that nobody was creeping around. He gave me this look, raised an eyebrow like I'd lost it, but he agreed. We broke off from the main group, our footsteps crunching over dry leaves as we moved towards the water's edge. The noise of the party had faded now, replaced by the soft rustling of the wind through the trees and the lapping of water against the shore. As we got closer, I pointed out the direction of where the cabin was. "I swear, man," I whispered. "He was in there. I'm not making this up. He took my stuff, my wallet. Everything's gone." Sam shrugged, shining his flashlight out over the water. "I don't know, man. It's Halloween, right? People mess around. Maybe you really did just imagine it." But even he sounded unsure. His voice was dropping to a mutter now. His flashlight swept over the water, then down toward the shore, and for a second, we both froze. Hold on, there's a fucking train going by. Oh. I have to get some merch. Stop yawning, I have to go to work. Oh man, third shift. I did not miss that. I used to work third shift for a long time. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Shouldn't you be working on some dolphin edits? Yeah, I should be, but don't worry. Those are coming. Those are coming. I'm just going to start putting out dolphin shorts on my channel. Get some rest. All right. Train is gone. Let me find out where the hell I was in the story. Both froze. We both froze. Okay. Wait, hold. Both second. We both froze. We both froze. Out near the edge of the lake, just past the tree line, there was a figure standing perfectly still, just at the edge of the beam. It was too dark to see clearly, but it looked like somebody, tall and thin. Their shoulders were slumped, head cocked back at this unnatural angle, like they were watching us. My stomach twisted and I felt the beer churn. I stepped backward. "Do you see that?" I whispered. He didn't answer, he just nodded. We both took a step back then, and the figure shifted in the darkness, moving slowly, almost as if it was gliding. And then, just as Sam's light flickered over it, the figure then vanished into the trees, leaving only the shadows. "Let's go now." We quickly backed away, our eyes fixed on the spot where that figure had just been. And then we turned and bolted back toward the party, heart hammering in my chest. When we got back, I tried to tell the others, tried to explain what we'd just seen, but again, everybody laughed it off, accused us of trying to freak them out. Even Sam, who'd been there with me, started to shrug it off, as if he didn't want to admit what he'd just seen too. I think that's the thing that I hated about being young, how pressure would just bend people to change them. Sam stood shoulder to shoulder with me, saw the same thing I did, and when it came time to tell everybody, he just shook his head like it never happened. It was seriously defeating, and I just gave up after that. Essentially took the watchman duty and just made sure everybody's safe. It was seriously defeating, and I gave up after that. Essentially, and just... Okay, hold on, hold the phone. Like it never happened. Like it never happened. It was seriously defeating, and I just gave up after that. Essentially is really throwing me off for some reason. And then I lost my spout. Never happened. Like it never happened. Okay. It was seriously defeating, and I just gave up after that. Essentially, I took on the watchman duty and just made sure everybody was safe and accounted for. Eventually, everybody started drifting back towards home, one car here and there. Then all the trucks started filling up. We dumped our beers on the fire, then pissed on it, then doused it with what we could from... We dumped our beers on the fire, and then we pissed on it, then doused it with what we could bucket from the lake. After that, we drove to the short crest over the hump to get to the road. It was all smooth sailing from there. Zero issues getting back home. I kept my eyes in the rear view. I'm sure that guy watched us leave and hoped we'd never come back. Dun, 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 dun. Done. Dun, 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 dun. You should collab with Mr. Nightmare. I would love to collab with Mr. Nightmare or Chilling Scares, because both of them are quite good at what they do. I don't know what it is, but there's something about pissing on a fire, you know? I like to do the Ron Swanson thing and just quietly stare at a fire. Like, we don't need to talk, we don't need to do anything. Let's just quietly sit here and stare at the fire. All right? We don't got to talk. We got to fill the space with any talking or, let's just stare at the fire quietly. That sounds like a good time to me. I got my crew neck and sweatshirt and some stickers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will make sure, since you did that, let me know which shirt you want and what size, and I will throw that in there for free. How's that sound? You can get the skeleton tee or the Reaper tee. Just make sure to warn anybody on the other side of the fire. Yeah, I don't think you should squat over a fire. Pull out the shiwi though. That would work, right? Should always have a shiwi on hand. Shiwi? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll probably hang out for a couple more minutes, but yeah, I don't have any more stories for you. I'll have these edited and slapped together in a neat fashion tomorrow. I'll probably just edit these tomorrow after the gym. And then tomorrow probably 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. They'll be out tomorrow. And I got another story that I need to record for it. And I will. Don't you worry. And then we will. And then, what is it? Yeah, Thursday. Thursday will be like autumn, fall horror stories. That'll be out. Yes, we the fire. We. And I said, what about? All right, let's put. What time is it? Sheesh. This is late for me. I'm not a night owl. I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys are. Most of you probably are. I used to be a night owl, but my night owl days are long behind me. Can't do it anymore. I'd be falling asleep and shit. What was I gonna say? Somebody said goodnight. I was like, yeah, Karina. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. Enjoy. Yeah, I'm far from a fucking night owl, dude. I was, and the reason mostly is because I got all my sowed all my wild oats very early on. So when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, I was living like I was like 25, 26, 27. Like, I got all that shit out very early. I was a wild young man. And I did that stuff very early and got a lot of it out of my system very early. I got, let me check this really quick. Hold. Nice. I am also, I don't know, there's probably not too many of you that are into it like I am, but I am a very big sucker and a fan for like PS1 animation and that old school retro like Silent Hill, Resident Evil type of thing. You can probably see that with a lot of my background animations that I use in these videos. My plan, which isn't going to happen probably until maybe early next year, is to start another second channel and animate these stories in that type of style. So you'll get that like PS1 retro, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, old school PS1 shit. Like it's almost like Fears to Fathom, but it's not a game. It's animated. The stories will be animated. So for people who enjoy these stories but need a visual accompaniment or whatever you want to call it, like have a visual element to it, that will be a thing. I don't know when it's going to happen. And the good thing for me, good and a bad thing, is it's not going to require too much more work from me. It's just going to require more money. So that's why it's probably going to take a while, because it's going to be expensive. But I think it will be really fucking cool to do. And hopefully that can garner more attention from other people that like to watch these or listen to these stories, but watch them as well, that type of thing. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, sounds like a lot of y'all are fucking night owls, dude. I can't do it. The amount of cornfields I woke up in a scene, for real, dude, for real. That was me. The second I got my license, it was game over. Like I was gone. License, job, paid for my own car, everything. So I had a little red S10. I was just zipping around doing wild ass shit, man. Silent Hill 2 remake stream. Yes, I bought it. I have it on the PS5. Well, I think you can. Yeah, I bought it on PS5, so I'm going to have to move my PS5 in here to do that. But yeah. Do you use AI for those your oaf? My OnlyFans? I've got that. I might get 4 hours of sleep. Oh, intros. No, I have like 2 or 3 people that I pay to commission those intros and background animations and stuff like that. Both super cool, super talented guys. Like this isn't the PS1 thing, obviously the one you're looking at right now, but I just commissioned a guy to do that one, and then I just used this one for the stories for sleep in the most recent episode. He just did this one for me, which is fucking badass. It's like nice and cozy. Wait, this isn't the right one. That's the pre one, and then this was the next one. Yeah. No choice but to be night owl, night shift nurse. Yeah, that makes sense. I used to work night shift too. I used to work third shift at one point in time, so I get it. I truly do. Watch the dead meat video for Emesis Blue. I don't even know if I've seen that. Yeah, I'm hoping that the animations will get some traction, you know. I passed out in a cemetery in Germany when I was 13. Woke up due to a funeral going on early that morning. And doing it. Yeah, that would be a hell of a way to wake up, for sure. Kimber, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Swan, thank you for swanning around, silly goose. Have a good night. I don't think I'll probably be on here for too much longer, but I'm just going to sit here and chit chat for a couple more minutes. I think I'll do those giveaways a little more often too, like maybe like quarterly, every 3 months, something like that. Do you have any personal creepy, scary stories? I'm trying to remember which episode it was. It was one of the delivery episodes. I told one of the stories that I had when I was a mailman, which was a weird one. Yeah. Hold on. I think I actually might be able to tell you. It was a while ago. Probably delivery. Yeah. It was 9 months ago. Yeah. And then I think I did my other one. It was even longer. Like at one point in time I think it was for Halloween too, like a couple of years ago. I got like a bunch of narrators that had scary stories of their own to narrate their own scary story that they had. That was a long time ago though. Trying to find that one. I don't even remember what it looks like, to be honest with you. Hold on. That might be it. Was that it? Hold on. No, that ain't it. Yeah, I know I put at least, well, I really only have 2 stories, so yeah. I like paranormal and ghost stories. I do to a certain extent, but they all kind of blend together for me. Do they not blend together for you? Like, I don't know, man. There's just something about it. Like it has to be really, really good for me to like get into it. A lot of ghost stories and paranormal stories sound the same, and when I start reading some, and not necessarily like your guys' stories, it's like other ones that I've read in the past or on Reddit or wherever, and I'm just like, man, this doesn't sound real. And if I'm having a hard time believing what I'm reading, I know you guys listening are going to have a hard time, enjoying or it's why I don't do cryptids as much as I'd like to as well, because I do like cryptids, but it's like how, I don't know how much. I know there's people that really like the skinwalker shit, the Bigfoot shit, the Jersey Devil, Goat Man, like all that type of stuff is that stuff is more interesting to me than paranormal stuff is though. So doing pizza delivery in rural Kentucky, I'm sure it was. Sure it was. I love the latest. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. That was a long one. That's definitely the longest video I've ever done. 12 hours. Even at your roughest moments with the reading, you still sound great, even though there's clickety clack. Yeah, clickety clack. Clickety clack. This was fun. I'm hoping that I'm going to, it's 11 p.m. I'm going to do some house work. All right, Rainy. Thanks for stopping by. I need you to send my stories and see if you believe them. Send them. Please do. If you go on my website, there is a place to submit your scary story. Go to, literally, I think the last tab, submissions. Click on it. Submit your own scary story. Submit your story. Yep. And then Zach will go over it and not rewrite it, but if you're not a great writer like I am, I'm an awful writer, so he'll kind of like make it legible. Still keep the story the same, facts the facts will always stay the same, but yeah. I like the stories with real people in them. I agree. I've always thought cryptids, paranormal, real people scare me more than ghosts and that type of shit does, because I've encountered real fucking horror and it's always been people. People are always scarier to me than anything that goes bump in the night. Halloween bundle, that's what I'm up to with my lateness. Sorry. I'll do more of these in the future, I promise. This won't be the last one. Yeah, please. I mean, seriously, if any of you got scary stories, submit them. I would love to read them. I can never have enough of them. That's for sure. All right. Nope. All right. You can pretty up a story. I have one, but it's only like 5 sentences. Yeah, he's good at what he does. He's really good at what he does. And even if you have a story, but you don't even know how to write it, you can email him, and he'll get back with you, and you guys can just kind of bounce back and forth. And hey, here's the subject matter of my story. This is what happened. This is when it happened. This is why it happened. Whatever you need to do, and he can kind of like fluff it up, not necessarily fluff it up, but like build it and make it into an actual full-on story, because he's that good. He's good at what he does. I appreciate that dude so much. He makes my life so much easier. So much easier. Ow. Almost kidnapped story from the pedo next door. Yeah, well, that's scary. Definitely scary. No thanks. Let's hear it. Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read what? Sorry, I'm confused. You're in the military, weren't you? Would you ever do a story time video of personal stories that you can share? I think actually, I might have done one on a military episode a long time ago too. But I was in the Army for about 4 years, stationed at Colorado Springs at Fort Carson. And I did have a weird story happen to me when we went like quote unquote ghost hunting. And I think I did do that story, or I added it into one of my military stories, but it was so long ago. I know the audio is going to sound dog shit. Probably any of the ones with my stories in it are going to sound really bad because they're so old, and my mic was shit back then, and I didn't know what I was doing. It's hard. It's hard to go back and listen to some of those, man, because it sounds so bad. Oof. I still have a long way to go, but compared to what I sounded like at the beginning, man, it is bad. It is bad. Sheesh. But the 21st of October of this month was the 3-year mark of when I started my channel. I can't believe I've been doing this for 3 years. You need people like me so they can point the finger at the bad guy and say, "Hey, that's the bad guy." Yeah. I'm not, if there's like anything that I'm good at, I feel like I'm really good at reading people. Even if I just met you. Like I feel like I can get a decent read on you pretty, I wouldn't say easily, but like over time, like I can kind of get a read on people. And if there's anything, again, like I'm really good at, I can read people, and I can literally be friends with almost anybody. Like I can, like my group of friends is a melting pot of people. Because I legitimately, and I'm not trying to flex or brag or anything like that, but I can be friends with anybody. I can find something, some kind of find commonality or some kind of common interest between me and you. I guarantee it. Like I'll be riding Harleys with people during the day and then playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, other friends at night. Like they're two completely different worlds, but I can be friends with, anybody and everybody. Because I don't know. I appreciate that, JB. It's definitely gotten a lot better for sure. I want to hear your military stories. I have heard your old videos. They're not bad, but we were on some critic. Yeah. My stories are out there. They are on my channel. I know one of them is in the military episode about going up to the, what is that? What is that road called? Why am I thinking? Why am I forgetting what? It's like Gold something road in Colorado Springs. And then there's another one in the delivery stories episode that was from like 9 months ago about when I was in mailman. And then I got one more from in that episode where it's all of the narrators and I telling stories, because I had a really fucking weird shit happen to me in my house, my childhood home as a kid. How do you enter the giveaway? It's already done, my guy. I'm sorry. It's over. But like I said earlier, I promise this isn't going to be the last time we do a giveaway. I think I'm going to do it every couple of months. I remember one time we were out in the middle of nowhere with friends. We were driving around and my car had gotten stuck. We watched this guy's house and he was so creepy. Thankfully, I wasn't alone. Yeah. I'm glad you weren't alone either, because fucking dudes are creepy. They be creeping all the time, especially when it comes to girls. You already know. PS1. Here's another one. The dude that just made me this one, he just made me this one too, which is pretty fucking sweet. Not trying to sniff your jockstrap, but your storytelling is very convincing. Are you good at poker then if you can read people? I appreciate that. One, I'm glad the stories at least sound halfway convincing. I know I've said this before time and time again that like all of the stories that you hear on my channel are all allegedly true, and I say allegedly with, you know, I'm doing the bunny ears because I can't validate or verify any of the stories that I read. It's fucking impossible, you know, so just take that with a grain of salt. I assume that they're true, but every single one of them could be false. Outside of like the true crime ones that I occasionally do, those are really the only ones that you can like 100% verify. But outside of that, like, I mean, they're all allegedly true. I don't know if they're true, and I know I get shit all the time about these stories. It's fake. I mean, it could be fake. I mean, some of the stories could be fake, but that's why I don't read creepypastas or anything like that, is because I don't really find too many of them good. You know, I mean, there is good ones, but they're not entertaining to me. I find the true ones, or at least the allegedly true ones, are always more entertaining to me than the creepypastas. And to answer your second question, I have no idea how to play poker. I have plenty of friends who play Texas Hold'em and all that shit, and I have no idea how to play. I used to know how to play euchre. I have a really bad habit of blanking out when somebody's teaching me how to play a card game. I know how to play blackjack, and that's about it. The corpse cocoon is awesome. Yes, this is really fucking dope. I love this one. If they're too scary, then for me, then they aren't true. If they are too scary, then for me, then they aren't true, I think. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Like, so when you're listening, just approach it with that type of thing. Like, I don't know if they're true. I want them to be true. I like to believe that they are. I assume that they are, but I can't verify that. I don't have the resources to track these people down and verify all that shit, you know? Like, so a lot of the time when I put like true scary stories in my thumbnails or in the description or in the title, a lot of it's just for keywords for people with the high search volume when they search into YouTube. So I remember seeing the reminder yesterday. I forgot all about it until live, but all good. Appreciate it, Brandon. I promise there'll be another giveaway. Maybe not next month, but maybe around Christmas we'll do another one. Tracy, thanks again for the great evenings. Your awning is very contagious, so I'm going to go grab a Coke and listen to. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm probably going to be going night-night here soon, too. I'm turning into a CB boy. These animations remind me of the Manhunt video game back in the day. Hell yeah, that was a good game. I like it. Like it a lot. All right, I need to I'm going to save these files really quick so I don't lose them overnight. And then I'm probably going to hop off too, y'all. It's about that time. My daughter will be waking me up very early, per usual. Get up and do all that. Sheet. Everyone does that. Got it. Yep. Re-listen to the next day or night. I've been watching your channel for about a year now on your top story. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. It means a lot to me. I'm glad some people find this entertaining, and if you're listening and you find it entertaining, it means a lot to me, for real. All right. 1, 2, 3. Got you. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Congratulations again to the winners. Boosted, Misfit Horror, and Shay. I don't know if we ever confirmed. You got 48 hours to reach out to me via email, Instagram, or Twitter. And if I don't hear from you in 48 hours from now, I will be re-rolling this and doing another stream to give these away. So I hope y'all get a hold of me so I can get these out to you. I will start making these giveaways, again, probably a regular thing. And I do occasionally, maybe once a week, once every other week, we'll play some or stream and play some games. So I might do that again this weekend. Might catch y'all there. Tomorrow, these stories will be out around 6 or 7 Central Standard Time. And then on Thursday will be fall, autumn horror stories. So I love y'all. Thank you so much again for stopping by. Congratulations again to the winners. And I will see you tomorrow night for the episode. And then on Thursday for the next episode. All right. Cheers.